there is always a Murugan Idli Kare and there's always a Taj and there is always a lot of
That's
those
right.
things. So people have their own time and measures in terms of where they want to go and what kind of treatment they want.
One of the things was we are not from the industry. Like I said, I'm an engineer, he's a management graduate.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we don't know how to cut hair, we don't know how to do anything with regards to this. So we had to hire the best. I used to hear consumers will say, I'll come for my pedicure, manicure, but for my cuts, I'll go to Bombay, I'll go to Dubai. And so for us, it was like, hey, we want to bridge that gap. Why can't Chennai give that kind of service?
And what's the revenue number if you can share? What
No.
is it? No. That's a no.
It's good.
It's good, yeah. I
Okay,
think
but
we're-
I'm sure it's profitable. That's
Of
why you're
course.
able to
yes,
scale it
I
up.
think it's fair enough to say all
Yes.
our salons are
It is.
all our salons are profitable.
Hello and welcome. I'm Vijay Srinivas and this is C-Suite Conversations, a show where we talk to the top brass of India's biggest and finest brands. This time we are here at the Vurve Salon in Adyar and we're joined by its founders, Mr. Manoj Samuel and Rebecca Samuel. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us on TheFederal.
Thank you.
Great to be
Thanks
here.
for having us.
And thanks for coming to Wow.
Thank you so much. So, let me begin with you, Manoj. You started Verve exactly 10 years ago. You just celebrated your 10th anniversary. You started off when Indian salon space was quite dominated by some of those salons kicked off in the early 2000s, right? So, what made you believe that there is a lot of opportunity for you to sort of start something new and premium?
Yeah, I would love to take the question, but the first person who can answer this question
Okay.
is her, actually.
So well, this happened by chance. So we were not, we didn't decide to choose the salon industry out of choice, but it just happened by chance. And we are from the corporate world, and we've had about a decade of experience from there. So when we got into this, we felt that there was a sudden surge and a need for people who wanted to look good. And as we were young in that whole era, which was 2000s to 2010,
That's right.
we could see that a lot of people started spending money in the whole salon space, wanted to have good haircuts and a nice color. And I was one of the first few who went and experimented all this also when the salon space kind of opened up. And it just, when in 2010, when an opportunity came in, and I jumped at it and thought, okay, maybe this could be a great chance to open one small little salon for ourselves. And we didn't plan to have to get this where we are. It started off as an offshoot and just support the family, but there was no end to this. And when we began into the whole salon space, with what opened with 1, 2, 3 salons, we couldn't stop this whole thing from growing. So that's where we are. It is a big surge. The 2010s was a big surge in this whole industry. And this is where we are today.
Okay, so we've been interviewing a lot of CEOs, and what we get to hear is, India has always been a very price-sensitive, conservative market. But I had a look at your tariff. It comes to a premium segment. So, were there any preconceived notion that you had before you started off? Maybe it might not work out. These kind of tariffs might not work out, or maybe and you had a sort of a change of opinion after you started off this. Any early assumptions that you had to unlearn?
So you want to. Yeah.
So when we started the brand, right? So
Yeah.
we always wanted to do something that is premium, and we have always seen. Basically, everybody starts off with doing a research. When you do research, we've seen a lot of salons that are out there, catering to a lot of people out there, general public, general masses, and all that. But we also realized that there's an aspirational crowd. There are people who want a little more exclusivity. They want a little more care, a better experience, right? Like there is always a Murugan Idli Kare and there's always a Taj and there is always a lot of those things. So people have their own time and measures in terms of where they want to go and what kind of treatment they want. Even now when I say to somebody, hey, you know what, when somebody comes into a salon like us, they should be treated with a lot of care and that experience that matters in the entire journey. So when that happens, right, you always invest in that in terms of how the customer journey is, and also build your salon based on that in terms of the format, in terms of the design, in terms of the people, and even the artistry. the entire journey of the customer and the experience matters, and that's exactly why we said, okay, this is not going to be something that we will always cater to, not just for regular people, but also for people who are looking for a greater care and aspiration to be feel better.
To add to that as well, though in about 10, 12 years ago, it was a little scary also for us to to think of adding these kind of tariffs onto the into our menu card. But you'll be surprised. I mean, and I should be so proud to say that Chennai is a very giving. The consumers are very giving. They appreciate art.
Yeah.
They give value for art. And when I say art, for us, cuts and colors are art. It kind of defines the person that you are. You can walk around with, I'm sure you understand now, if you don't have a decent cut, it kind of really defines the way you look, negatively or positively. So when we had this pricing, it is not only about the pricing, it's what are we giving for that price, whether it was skill. Well, and I would love to draw comparisons to a decade ago, because those days there was no skill. There was hardly one or two salons that provided that skill, and I used to hear consumers will say, I'll come for my pedicure, manicure, but for my cuts I'll go to Bombay, I'll go to Dubai. And so for us it was like, hey, we want to bridge that gap. Why can't Chennai give that kind of service?
True.
So
I remember that
why that gap? Why are they going to Bangalore? Why are they going to Delhi and Bombay? So our aspiration was, we wanted to first give the skill for that value. And when we started giving that, and of course it just doesn't mean skill, it means a good looking place, a place where you feel warm, an environment where you get the vibe. See, I feel 30% of the job is done when you walk in.
But see, when you say you walk in, you need to talk about the experience, right? So experience is very subjective matter, isn't it?
Experience is subjective, but when we are deciding to give you that experience, we are measuring it on a couple of things. So the first experience is the ambience.
Okay.
So that, I will say, plays a huge role. The next experience is our front desk, how we are in welcoming you, what is our knowledge, our skill set, what is the skill that we are providing you for the service, and your whole journey through your service, whether it was a haircut, starting from the call you made, the information we give you, then you step in and a beautiful looking place. Is it clean? Is it hygienic? A lot of steps go into the word experience. It is subjective, but there are I'd say about 20-25 various aspects that go into filling up and giving you that kind of complete customer experience through the journey.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I think Vurve is a sort of a standalone, salon as such. But I've got this interesting piece of statistics from the United States. We don't have India-specific data for that. The survival rates hover around 38% after 5 years in developed economies for independent salons when compared to franchisees, which tend to have double that success rate. So did you ever consider franchising at the earlier stage, or even today, or independence has always been in your DNA?
So, talking about survival rate, we're now 10 years old.
That's right.
And we have
you crossed that.
We've crossed that entire threshold. Or we say, okay, fine, are we going to have a downfall or not? And we now have 14 salons and 3 academies. So, I think one of the mottos or beliefs that we had always believed in is failure is not an option. Okay, and also adding on to that, quality and experience to customer was the most 2 important principles for us. Based on that, we also looked at what the market was in terms of franchising and how the salons that were either standalone or they tied up with other partners to become franchisees, and we're seeing some of them were successful, some of them were not successful, some of them also, like you said, they didn't survive the lifetime of that whole cycle. So it gave us the input and also the kind of brevity in terms of the understanding that we should not go down that route.
I think, franchising is for people who don't want to take a full risk.
Correct.
And we have been franchisees before, I have to mention that. So we did see both sides of it. And today, if somebody wants to invest their money and they don't know a person who's from a corporate and they don't want to take the risk on their own, then franchising is the right option for them, because they want to halve their risk. They want to make sure that they invest in a brand that's already done the due diligence and already, who've been in the market for a long time. But if you're looking at giving quality out, if customers of paramount importance to us, where, it's not, as you can see, we probably will do only about 30 clients, 40 clients a day. Whereas in a normal setup where it's for the masses, they probably do 70, 80 clients. So as you start giving out your time, your quality will also start slipping. So we are very clear that we want to give quality out to every customer who's coming, because they're spending minimum 2 to 3 hours here. So whether it is the comfort, the exclusivity, the kind of products we use, the kind of skill we are providing, everything plays a huge role. And I think it's this will for our industry right now. It is, since you said you did it was a market survey in the US. In India right now, the boutique salons and the individual exclusive salons are on the rise. Because customers and the aspirational customers are choosing every year. The aspirational customers are increasing.
Trying to upgrade,
They're going up a level, up a notch, because their spending power is improving. So they are also wanting better things for themselves. So they are also rising up, and more boutique salons and exclusive salons are mushrooming at this point.
As Manoj said, you've got about 14 salons right now.
Right.
But how do you manage between revenue and, I also see that you're investing into a lot of branding there. So brand equity is also there, and versus market share, because the whole point of expanding is to garner market share. That's exactly what the franchisee models do.
Yeah.
So how do you balance it out?
Are we into that?
So I mean, as much as we have a lot of that market share and
Yeah.
brand equity, we didn't go towards that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was not our way or our plan.
Uh-huh.
Our plan was to, we didn't, this was organic. The whole growth was organic. It was,
Okay.
maybe we needed to open one after the other. It was not like, oh, I want to open 20 salons or 30 salons. It was organic because the customer demanded us, or that they wanted, they were like, when are you going to open another place? And when are you going to open another place? So it is, I'd give this to our customers who have all been very, very, very loyal to us and pushing us to grow.
If it is about market share or if it was about increasing rapidly, then the obvious route would have been either get an equity
Yeah.
in a thing, or it could be even franchisee model, as a matter of fact. We chose not to do that. Okay, and we could have gone to the north, we could have gone to Delhi or Bombay, but we chose not to do
Yeah,
that.
we're
Right?
choosing.
The rate at which we are growing also is about 2 to 3 salons per year, and we carefully make sure that every salon is self-sufficient, optimized for itself, and only then we look at, okay, hey, what is the next project that we're looking into?
Yeah.
And we're not diversifying into another line of business, but we're looking at how do we grow either in the same city or maybe in another city that we already exist. Even as a matter of fact, if you look at it right now, in Bangalore, we have 3 stores. There's got a huge potential, right? But we're making sure that these existing stores do well for itself. Mm-hmm. And when it reaches a particular threshold and say, okay, you know what, we're overfilling, we're getting overbooked, we are doing, okay, we're going out of control. Only then we look at, okay, I think it's time to expand and open one more store in that area.
What's the next phase of growth for Vurve Salons?
International?
International.
Maybe,
Hopefully.
What are the regions you're looking at?
Middle East, maybe?
Middle East, definitely.
Yeah, could be a good area to.
We
open
have
up.
queries from Sri Lanka. We do have queries from the US, but I don't know. We're not sure.
But is it going to be some kind of a JV, or it's?
I think for now we are self-sufficient. But yeah, we can now always have a maybe cup of tea with anybody who wants to have a conversation. So that is always an open conversation.
Okay.
So for now, I think we are self-sufficient.
yeah,
Let's
we're
see how it
taking-
goes.
No Northern India expansion.
No, definitely
Not for
It's,
Not even
it's,
Maharashtra.
it's not our area.
No, not our
So
area.
you want to be
We
solid
have
on
we have
south?
friends in that zone. We have a lot of friends from Delhi. We have a lot of friends in Bombay,
Bombay and-
or even from Calcutta, as a matter of fact. But I think
We have our areas demarcated.
We're happy for
We're
them.
happy at the
We're
south.
happy for them. They're happy for us. We said, okay, yeah, you're doing good there, and that's good for us.
Interesting. So, if you look at the industry consolidation trends, larger chains are acquiring independents, right? So, is Vurve likely to be an acquirer at some point, or a target or a solitary premium player?
I keep debating with Rebecca or Becky here, saying we should have a strategy to kind of like an exit strategy. She wants to work until she is about 95 years old.
No, I
and
said,
she wants to be making sure that the brand lives with her until
Okay.
she is.
Yeah.
A lot of founders do really think about it.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
when you
yeah.
start a brand, make it big, sell it to somebody, at least sell a portion of it to somebody.
You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to pan out. Both of us are, getting to our 50s.
No, we are in our mid 40s.
Okay, so would I want to work when I'm turning 60? Maybe, I don't know. So let's see how that pans out.
But nothing is closed.
Nothing
all
is closed.
options.
All
we,
options.
We're definitely.
We keep talking to different people, hearing what the market is all about, understanding how what is like a buyout, what is like a venture capitalist. We keep hearing all this information, seeing hey, how other brands are kind of coping, what is the kind of stake and equity, how do they operate, what is the management ratio and the control that they have. We keep hearing all this news. We kind of we're like she said, the window and the doors are always open to having conversations.
Yeah.
But right now, we're not in the mode of acquisition, and nor are we acquiring any other salons.
Yes. Also, we have strategically positioned every salon on a high street.
Yeah.
So we can't just pick anything and everything that's available. So we need to really look at that. So we very carefully
Plan out our
plan out where we
ventures.
are.
Yeah.
So so.
And unit economics is how we measure the commercial success of a salon, right? So, it could actually make or break the salon business. So, what are the key profitability drivers for Vurve on that note?
I
I'd
think,
say standing out, skill set.
customer base,
Reinventing, consistently changing the
And
strategy of what we're offering to our clients.
and also repeat business. That plays a big role for
I'm
us
sure
too.
the majority chunk of the revenue is coming from Chennai because you've got lots of outlets here.
Yes.
Obviously, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you see the Kerala market and the Karnataka market?
Aspiring. They are, Chennai is probably ahead, is what I'll say, though, because when we went to Bangalore, we were pleasantly surprised to see that skill is a huge issue even now at Bangalore. Though there's a huge market and there's a huge opportunity to do really well, it's going to take time because this business without skill is nothing.
Okay.
So if you don't have a good team, you can't do this.
Okay. And what's the revenue number if you can share? What
No.
is it? No. That's a
It's
no.
good.
It's good. Yeah. I
Okay,
think
but I'm sure it's profitable. That's
Of
why your
course.
revenue scale
yes.
up.
I think it's fair enough to say all our
Yes,
salons
it
are
is.
Okay.
profitable.
All the salons are profitable.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
We don't open anything unless we get that sorted. So that's
Yeah.
one of our principles.
Okay.
So that's the point. If we can expand and then we can have 2 or 3 not doing well, but
Yeah.
that's not our principles.
Okay.
We want to
There
make
are
sure.
brands out there who are which salon brands I'm talking about. If they have 10, maybe there are some of them that are not performing too well,
Yeah,
but they're
it's
okay with that because they believe that 80-20 rule or a 60-40 rule and all that. But no, for us it's not the same.
It's 100%.
It has to
Yes.
be. Like we said, right? Our principle is failure is not an option. So we go back and fix. We see what is the problem that is causing that issue, whether it's walk-ins or whether it's repeat business or whether it's something to do with the client or whether it's got the demographics that kind of play a role, and then we kind of work in all these areas until it's fixed.
Yeah.
And we kind of work on it. Even something like a small signage could be a problem,
Yeah.
right? Location may be great, but if there is no visibility for the place, we go back and fix on that.
We go back to the drawing board. I
Yes,
think we
yeah.
haven't shut a single salon.
Yeah.
Till date.
Yeah. So and beauty industry is heavily talent dependent. So
Yes.
what's your approach to talent management, talent acquisition?
We're lucky we're on the upper edge of this issue right now because the kind of the brand value that we have right now, we are easily we can get in people because they want to join the brand. The reason why they want to join the brand is what do we offer the stylists and the one is stability, next is education,
Yeah.
which comes to them absolutely free, which a lot of people, and high-end education. Then obviously a great package. The variables are really interesting. And most important, job satisfaction. There's a lot of freedom. We come, it's not this whole old entrepreneur, where this sir, ma'am, we still don't go. I always tell them, I call me by my name, Becky. So there's a great rapport, and they love coming to work, is what I think, because our attrition is quite low. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So on that point about education, right? I think one of the greatest and strongest points that we have is about providing education at all levels. As a matter of fact, we see some great skills that are out there in different other brands or
They're all from
competitors.
Vurve.
They're all from Vurve.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no denying of that. But always the freedom that we give them here in terms of what you can learn and how you can even express your artistry is great. We allow them to kind of, mistakes are there, but you obviously have to learn from that. We also have very talented people coming from different parts of India providing and imparting training. And that is something that has always been a grounding principle to enable and increase the competence in our teams.
So one of the things was we are not from the industry. Like I said, I'm an engineer. He's a management graduate.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to cut hair. We don't know how to do anything with regards to this. So we had to hire the best to help us through with this whole. So yeah, we.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
We don't cut hair at all.
We are not skilled in this aspect at all. We're good at running a business. We know how to, how to make our profits and make a place profitable. So we had to get the best in. Also, while we're doing this, there needs to be some kind of satisfaction of what we're doing at the end. So giving this knowledge, growing the people from that strata and seeing them do really well in life gives you a different kind of a feel. Like you're doing something, giving back to the community. That's why the academies also were first built to give back to the community. I like I said, everyone goes. Even the stylist had to go and study in Bombay, study in Delhi, pay in lakhs, and it was very expensive. So we said, why not bring that here for our industry?
But how do you train them? So you bring in stylists from outside?
So we have our own in-house trainers who go through vigorous training, and then we've created our own modules, and we have it's a 8-week intense program, and we have trained. You will be surprised to hear we've had people who have left Dunzo deliveries, people who have we've had all stratas, or like even engineers who have left their job and come in here and taken up this alternate course and doing really, really well. So it is a great industry to be in right now. The kind of income that the kids are earning also now, it's unbelievable.
Salons have become more of a part and parcel of people's lifestyle,
Yes.
especially the millennials and the Gen Z, right? So, but there are brands who struggle to convert these Gen Zs on social media engagement into real world visits. I see a lot of Gen Zs, putting out all this. I even saw an ad playing out on your screens right now. So where one of your stylists doing all that hairdressing and all that, it's putting out all the reels happening. People save it, but they don't actually visit them. So how do you bridge this gap?
To what? To getting the Gen Zs into the salon?
Exactly, into the store, yeah.
It's a very interesting question that you asked because just about 2 years back, we were just talking about how we were not so into Gen Zs, and there was a big difference between our debate between millennials, which is us, versus Gen Zs who kind of live in the moment, right? They are the Gen Z. I mean, they like to do what it is. They have something called a work-life balance, which is where balance of personal life is more than the work, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think in the last maybe about a year's time, last 12 months, we got a little more conscious about the fact that this is the next generation.
Future, yes.
This is the next generation that we need to kind of get ready for. We need to get ready for in terms of not just about opening a salon and designing it, but also for the services. In terms of if they're getting very conscious about the product that they're using, what is in the product. Is it a organic wine? Is it a vegan brand? So yes, so that's exactly why there are brands like Avida and Olaplex and all those things that we started talking to, and also as a matter of fact, there are in our retail stores too, where we say, we are listening to what you guys are talking. We understand the chatter. We understand your preferences right now, and we're getting ready for you guys. As a matter of fact, we do see college kids coming in.
There's quite a bit.
We see kids coming in talking to us about it. Whether they want to be on Instagram getting featured on Vurve, or whether they just want to there's something about these guys, they don't want to call for an appointment. Okay, they are the whole texting generation.
Yeah.
So even as a matter of fact, in terms of taking appointments, we made sure that there's an application or a channel available for them to take these appointments by booking online, right? So we're also very sensitive to what they are liking and what is their preferences right now. We're kind of opening our channels in terms of how we can kind of garner them and welcome them into our world.
And we are also spending time. See, the first thing is, we are spending time with a few Gen Zs in our own teams to kind of understand what their thought process is, because this is the future. We cannot ignore them. So we've got to really imbibe their principles into our lives so that we know what we can do to, kind of modify and change few things that's there at the salon. So we also have a lot of young hairdressers who are Gen Z. So we're hoping that we can really bridge this gap.
Who gets to do the colors and the work, the studio designs and all that? Is you or you?
No. We have a very, very good team, an architect team who's been with us for the last 10 years. So we've obviously we've set the vibe, like what are we looking for, what kind of what's the mood we want, whether the warmth. See, remember you spoke about the customer journey?
Yeah.
This warmth comes from also
it's a
lights.
welcoming experience.
The light is the
I
warmth.
personally felt that the facade of your TTK Road and the one in Tiruvallur, Beautiful. So
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
so-
kudos
So
to
yes,
our architects.
yeah,
Yes.
the architects have done a great job. It's been a journey too. They've been with us from the beginning. There's been a lot of learning from each other. Yes, we don't do business in Delhi, but they're from Delhi. So yeah.
Yeah.
But they come in with a lot of experience in terms of not just about building salons. They travel a lot. Okay, when you travel a lot, you learn a lot, right? The inspiration for all the salons is not just from Indian elements or what is localized right now. Like you see, it's a localized elements here, which is like your terracotta and all that. But we also bring in the warmth that comes in from Scandinavian designs and aspirations and inspirations from Europe and Asia as well. So
Yeah.
so we kind of incorporate all of that beauty into our salons.
And every salon will have one touch of Chennai. We have hardcore Chennaites.
Yeah.
but you're from Kerala and he's from.
Still, but I'm
Andhra.
born and brought up here, and we are very connected.
I've been here since
Truly South
2001.
you guys are.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
truly south.
Yeah.
And so you'll always see a red door.
You
and
see a red door,
yellow
which is
sofa.
maybe European or maybe, but the
The
sofa
yellow
is
sofa
very
is my auto.
auto.
Our autos are
Yeah.
yellow, so we always
So
have
there are
yellow
some
sofas.
palettes for the design palettes, which are also going to be on. Basically, we call them verb
And you
elements.
keep it uniform across all.
The elements,
These two
the
are
core
uniform.
elements are going to be always
The
there.
rest, like you'll see some natural elements like
Yeah.
pine wood.
Yeah.
You see the terracotta.
The green, the plant and the greenery comes in, so it's all there.
Thank you very much. Such a pleasure talking to both
Okay.
of you.
Thank you,
Fantastic
thank
getting
you.
to know about work.
Thank
So, yeah.
you. It was a real pleasure.
I was tensed.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, but I think I
Yeah,
can.
very good.
Thank
yeah,
you.
good,
Thank
yeah,
you.
sure.